There are some outstanding plants you can use in the garden for fall color. Of course, behind me I have crepe myrtle in bloom. And right behind me I have the hardy plumbago. It's also known as Ceratostigma plumbaganoides. What a mouthful that is. Just remember, hardy plumbago. That attracts butterflies and bees. Of course, the blue mist shrub here is filled with honeybees, bumblebees, and other pollinators. And right here, another plant that gives you height in the garden is going to be the hollyhock. And bees also like this plant. One of my favorites, you need to plant this all throughout your garden, would be the butterfly bushes. There's whites, there's pinks, there's purples, a whole array of colors that you can use. And of course, right here I see the sphinx moth on this. And my favorite plant, I've learned to love this plant because it's beautiful. It blooms all summer. It's not the hardiest in some locations, and that is known as Salvia black and blue. Now keep in mind, to get a garden full of color like this, you might have to plant this about a year in advance. Some plants you can plant late winter, early spring, midsummer, even fall, but it may take a year or a little bit longer to give you plants of the size that you see here. The Japanese windflower, also known as the fall blooming anemone, is a great plant to incorporate in the garden for late summer and fall bloom. This is the pure white form, which is known as Honorine Hobert. And if you live in some of the warmer areas, let's say Richmond or Virginia Beach area, you'll probably want to plant this around some shade. And here we have them with some protection from the sun. But think about when you're planting the fall garden, and repeating colors is very important. And here we have repeated the color right beside me here. I have the beautiful double-flowered August lily. Extremely fragrant. And this is the more common single-flowered August lily or hosta. But you can also have other plants in the garden, other areas that could have pure white flowers. You can use the pure white Rose of Sharon, known as Diana, and that kind of ties in your whole garden together in the late season. And you can have this right behind me. Beautiful sunflowers blooming right in your own garden. Now these volunteered around the sunflower here, but if you were to plant these every month throughout the season, you will then have sunflowers every month until sometime in October or November. It's great to have because the birds feed on them. You can see some of them here that I've cut that the birds have cleaned up entirely. Here, they're still feeding on it. And this here, probably in about a week, this one would be gone. I like to plant sunflowers because it makes the birds work for their seed. So it's not like they can go and have it all shelled for them and ready to eat. In fact, I think the birds prefer to harvest them on their own. There are other plants you can consider planting for fall color. Of course, there's a whole group of sedums, and these tend to be the sedums that are tall, maybe anywhere from 12 inches to 3 feet in height. Of course, there's some special hybridized daylilies that are created just to bloom all the way through the end of September. And look at this beautiful daylily here, very fragrant. And I'm standing in a group of fall blooming anemones with a Japanese windflower. And you can see the array of colors. We have pinks, deep pinks, double deep pinks, just a wide variety of colors. And keep in mind, if they're planted in heavier shade, they may fall over as you see here, but it gives you that very nice natural look. I'm Mark Viette. Join me next time in the garden.
For more garden tips, go to inthegardenradio.com.